Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm your host, ProbabilityOfSuccessZero, and this is episode 15 in our workshop series, where we examine creations of my own as well as creations of other users. Now, in this episode, we will be revisiting one of my previous reviews, which is the Great White small SV fighter. So I've done quite a bit of work on it, and I'm pretty certain now that I've got exactly what I want out of it. And immediately, just from what you can see in front of you, you can see it has changed quite substantially. So the previous version came with, I think it was 3 railguns either side. I've now expanded that to 8 railguns with 2 railguns under the nose cone. I've also extended the nose cone. I've done some work on the wings, so the wings have been extended right up to the tips. And I've also, if we just jump up here and have a look around, I've done a lot of work on texturing. So before it was the dull kind of metallic grey like the previous ones over there, and now we've gone for the kind of off-white stroke light grey kind of mechanical texture, and I'm really liking this new texture. I've already used it on the latest version of the Hurricane, the destroyer I built previously, the one that's currently in my Series 3 playthrough, and I've decided to use the same texture on the fighter. Now, as you can see, with the new texturing, it just looks like it just works. Basically, it just works quite lovely. You'll also notice I've done some changes to the engines as well, so I think I've widened them. I might be incorrect on no, they're the same engines as before. But what I have done is I've put these cones on the end of the engines to kind of give it an aero spike feel. If you don't know what an aero spike is, look it up. It's a type of engine. I think that looks really good, especially with that texturing as well. I've extended the back out a bit more. Basically, I've just done a load of texturing work. I really like these inlets just here, so it kind of feels like it's kind of like a funnel for air to go in and go into this section back here. Also with these hazard lines just here near the engine intakes, which is actually not an intake but where the exhaust, the rear thrusters are located, so it just kind of cuts up that detail in a little bit. Got these nice little grill fanlets on the side, or intakes I should say. Yeah, overall really happy with it. I've managed to get some undercarriage in here, so we're using tier 2 undercarriage now. That works really well to kind of support the entire weight of the ship, so it's now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 5, isn't it? No, sorry. That's, oh wow, I forgot I'd done it that way. So Jesus, how many undercarriages is that? That's 7 undercarriage now on the ship, holding the entire superstructure up. Yeah, and we've still got the sentry cannon at the back, which is going to be covering our 6. I've done some work with the engine configuration, because one of the things I was having issues with is the fact that the manoeuvrability of this ship was particularly difficult. Its rotation in particular axes was just terrible. So I've done a bit more work on that, and frankly I've got it even more manoeuvrable than the Mako, if you can believe that. But it has come at a bit of a expense. Okay, it's a hell of an expense if I'm totally honest, and that is the fact that this craft has gone up from a tier 3 CPU up to a tier 4, and that's allowed for this extra configuration of railguns underneath. So, you know, we've got 8 railguns now and 4 launchers, homing launchers. We've got an absolute ton load of internal engines. In fact, if we just go to the control panel, I'll show you. So, as you can see, we've only got 2 rear engines, but we've got 14 forward engines, 22 top engines, 26 down engines, 19 left, 19 right, and 59, yeah, stop cringing, it's 59 RCSs, and look at the result of that. So we've got a roll of 50, Yara of 76, and a pitch of 63, and given the weight of this thing as well, it is nearly 100 tons, and it's just absolutely nuts. Yeah, it's expensive as hell. So it's the tier 4. It's no messing around. I've maxed out the CPU limit. Yep, we're nearly at 100%. I can't really get any more into it. We've put as much as we can. So I'm pretty certain that is now finalised. There was one little change that I've kind of just realised I could have done, which is to add a little rim on the end of the wing just there. I'll probably do that off camera, just kind of give it the same effects like that going around. I can do that. That'll be about the last change, I would have said. Is there any more changes we need to do? Nope. I mean, it flies like a dream, so let's just jump in. We'll just give it a bit of a quick flight. So it just takes off like you know, no problems, and immediately we're up to max speed, and that handles really well. It's no problems with maneuverability. For the size of this thing as well, I mean, you can see why I called it the Great White. Named it after the most deadliest shark in the ocean, and well, frankly, this is going to be deadly in disguise. Yeah, and of course we've got to do the power off flight test, where we see how far it goes before it drops. So we're going to do that now. And just so you know, the combination of 4 railguns is enough to punch through even the most hardened armour. It's only the more advanced stuff like the combat steel and xenon steel that can actually survive multiple hits from a volley. So we're at max speed. Let's see how far we get. Power off. If you remember last time we tested this, it flew for quite some distance. Holy crap. Holy crap, that's really far. That's like absolutely insanely far. I think we might actually make it to the shoreline. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. Okay, I wasn't. That just shows you how aerodynamic this frame is. Let's do that again. That was utterly amazing. So let's get a bit of a run up. Bit. So we're maxing out. Engine off. Let's see how it does. We're pretty shallow. Yeah, That is just... that's going. Yeah, that can cross the width of this lake quite easily. Damn. It's still going. Okay, now it's starting to lose momentum. And there we go, stopped on the water. So, yeah, even if you lose power in midair, you're not really got much to worry about. You'll be able to glide for quite some distance. It's not like it's just going to plummet out the sky and drop you in the middle of enemy territory. So, yeah, so pretty good. I mean, if you just want to see the firing of weapons, oops, yeah, make sure they're reloaded. There's the homing missile. Now, in terms of the railguns, let's just blast something. Yeah, tree down. Yeah, there's literally nothing that can stand up to this at the minute. I mean, if you're going up against drones and you're hitting them with 8 volleys or 1 volley of 8 railguns, it's going to hurt a lot. And if you try to take out the engines of a capital ship, yeah, you're going to be doing quite a lot of damage with those rails. There you go. Call me the lumberjack. And as you can see, the manoeuvrability of this craft for its size. And look at that, just spinning using the left engines. Or more precisely the right engines to move left. So there's no forward momentum there, that's just me rotating and pushing left. That's me testing the top engines, so I can hover on them. So look, can we hover on the... yeah, of course we can. Don't matter which way we're facing. We can hover. Yeah, perfectly balanced. Where's our base? And yes, this version does come with the warp drive still. Let's just close everything down. So the warp drive is actually equipped in here, so this is capable of long range engagements across the solar system. Whereas the latest Mako has had its warp drive ripped out of it in favour of giving it extra firepower. I mean, potentially that is a retrofit we could do. We could potentially take the warp drive out of this and make it a carrier version, but frankly, I mean, with a tier 4 CPU limit, I don't see any reasons why you'd want to do that. I mean, we've got everything in here that we'd ever want. Now, in terms of its expense, yep, it's bloody expensive. Just these bits at the bottom are really going to sting you a little bit. Yeah, 1,200 iron silicon, 1,600 copper, 1,200 carbon substrate, 600 cobalt, 400 titanium, 750, pretty much 750 of erestrum, zirconium, neodymium. Yeah, it's expensive. and you can see why, the amount of things we've had to put into this vessel to get it to perform the way we want. So yeah, that is pretty good. I'm really happy with that design. That is definitely one I'm going to be bringing through into this series 3 playthrough, unless you guys disagree. Now, I do have another design that I want to show you guys. At the minute, I've kind of, in my current series 3 playthrough, I've lost the Mako. The Mako actually got KO'd by an enemy ship, and I'm now having to think about what I'm going to do to build a replacement, or precisely what kind of replacement do I want. Now, this vessel is obviously highly capable, would make an ideal replacement. However, I do have an alternative which I'll be showing later in another video. So I'll be really interested to hear what you guys think. Do you think this is the Mako's replacement, or do you think the other ship that you'll see later will be the ideal replacement for the Mako? So for now, guys, I'm just gonna jump out here and have a good look at this ship, give it a once over so you guys can appreciate the design. I really like the angles on the engines and on the wings. I think it's looking really snappy. It's certainly one of the larger SVs I've built. Normally I tend to favour very small craft. I mean, try to frame this into an ideal picture. It's a bit difficult. It is actually really big. There we go. I think that's about it. Right. So for now, guys, I think I'm going to call this episode an end. That is the Great White MK20-J. I think it's MK20-J. Yes, it is. And yeah, that is one of 2 potential replacements to the Mako. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. So for now, guys, in a bit.